Welcome to today's Communication and Technology podcast, presented by JT Trimble. Today's topic will explore methods of prevention for cyberbullying in schools. As we know in today's day and age, computer-mediated communication has become a large part of our daily lives. Although this method of communication has brought many positives into society, it has also enabled a new form of harassment, and this being called cyberbullying. In Anthony Roberto's article, cyberbullying is defined as a deliberate and repeated misuse of communication technology by an individual or group to threaten or harm others. This harassment is enabled through various forms of computer-mediated communication, such as social media networks like Facebook and Twitter. Typically, this form of abuse on these sites occurs between adolescents in middle school, high school, and even into college. The effects of this cyberbullying can be very serious and have even resulted in children taking their own lives. Due to the severity of this issue, I've decided to research methods of prevention for this abuse in schools. The majority of research conducted in this field has resulted in opinions that schools need to implement prevention programs in order to eliminate this form of harassment. However, technicalities with the law bring these prevention methods into a gray area, as schools are not allowed to rob students of their constitutional rights. In an article written by John Snakenborg, the claim is made that it is indeed necessary that schools develop policies on cyberbullying and address the severity of its effects. The problem arises, however, in the aspect that the school can only do so much without breaking the First and Fourth Amendments. Legally, teachers are able to intervene and discipline acts of cyberbullying if the abuse has an effect on the learning environment. Due to these restrictions, schools have had to turn alternative methods, such as prevention programs, that are designed to address problems of bullying and create a safe and positive teaching and learning environment through increased understanding of bullying, more careful supervision of students, establishing rules and consequences for rule violations, and otherwise imposing limits on inappropriate and unacceptable behavior. In addition to this point, an article written by Sterling Stauffer states that prevention programs are a necessity as well, but state that these programs should be taught by teachers. The author makes the statement that the influence of the teacher should not be undermined, as they too hold a lot of power in the mind of their students. Due to this, they believe it should be the teachers who educate themselves on cyberbullying process and teach the prevention programs to their students. The constant theme that comes about when researching this topic is that schools are at a disadvantage when trying to prevent cyberbullying, as legal restrictions only allow them to do so much in terms of discipline. Due to a lack of discipline, some research has shown that when schools intervene with such situations, they do not always have the greatest of influence when it comes to preventing the cyberbullying from happening again. In an article written by S.A. Stewart, he emphasizes the point by saying, unfortunately, current school speech precedent applied to cyberbullying often leads to schools unable to discipline cyberbullies. Accordingly, students and parents can feel ripped off when surrendering some free speech rights in the name of safe and orderly education system. Schools are unable to provide protection for cyberbullies. Due to a lack of protection, schools have resorted to prevention programs as the alternative to discipline. These programs such as iSafe, an internet safety program, and the Anti-Defamation League work to make efforts to educate students on the proper use of electronic media and ways to address and prevent cyberbullying. As stated in the Corcoran and McCucken article, these programs were results of principles indicating a need for greater support and Department of Education and skills in relation to training, resources, guidance, and information. By providing training, guidance, and resources, schools make the best effort they can in order to prevent cyberbullying. However, after conducting my research, I remain with one question that I'm going to look further into, and that being, have schools made the extra step to connect with parents and use the prevention programs with them as well? From my research, it is seen that sometimes children do not take these programs as seriously as they should, so I thought, why not include their parents as well? Why not have their parents learn how to deal with the prevention and then thus enforce it at home? Thank you for listening, and thank you for your time today.